Okay, now that we've talked about the portfolio, let's talk about the self-analytical writing. So your self-analytical writing is your final reflection for this course. So I want you to think about this as just a longer comment reflection. So for each of your four major projects, I asked you to write a 50 to 100 word reflection for each of those about what worked well, also what were the challenges of each of those projects. So the first goal is I want you to think about this one as just as a little bit of a longer one, as more in depth. I also want you to think about this self-analytical writing as a map for me before I look at your revisions, okay? So once you look at that assignment sheet, you will notice how for the self-analytical, I am your audience, okay? So I tell you directly there that I am your audience, and what you should do in this one to two page double-spaced cover letter is you should tell me which two projects you chose to revise, why you chose those two projects, how you revised those two projects, and how those projects differ from the original projects, okay? When I go to grade your final portfolio and your self-analytical writing, I will read your self-analytical writing reflection first, and then I will look at your portfolio. I will not go myself and look at your original projects. So part of what you want to do in that letter is you want to explain to me, this is what the original project looked like, this is what my revision looks like, this is how it's different, and then also go through that same process of why you chose it and also how it makes the project, how it enhances the project in some way, okay? So be thorough there. Again, I'm looking for you to do this in 1 to 2 pages, so nothing too in-depth, but you will have a lot of detail there, okay? Remember that this is almost like my map or my blueprint before I dive into your portfolio. I also want you to spend a little bit of time there, and this might be brief too, but a little bit of time in that letter reflecting on your experiences as a writer this semester. So reflecting on how you've grown as a writer, how you've changed as a writer, how you might have learned something about yourself as a writer that you didn't know at the beginning of the semester. Just give me a little bit of an overall reflection there. So again, that should be 1 to 2 pages, okay? So what you will do is you will submit your portfolio and your self-analytical writing on Blackboard by next Thursday at 11:59 p.m. So you will go to assignments and there will be 2 submission links just like there were for each of your major projects. You will submit your self-analytical writing under one of those links, and then for your portfolio you will submit your 2 files under that portfolio submission. So when you go to upload 2 files, just like you did for all of your other 4 major projects, Blackboard gives you the option of uploading 1 file. It also allows you to upload more than 1 file. So just make sure that you're attaching 2 files. Depending on what your revisions are, you might not be uploading all of those in a Word document. So you might have a Word document in which you have major revision on, and if you do, then just upload that Word document. If you have a PowerPoint that you've made your revision on, you can upload that PowerPoint. Those are pretty simple to do. Now, if you decide to do something that is more multimedia, I strongly encourage you to go that route. Those can be fantastic revisions to make, okay? Whether it is a YouTube video, whether it is a blog or website, whether it is an audio file that you would intend to serve as a podcast, those can all be fantastic revisions to make, okay? The audio file should upload on its own, but if you're doing something that is web-based, okay, that has a URL link, what I want you to do there is I just want you to copy and paste that URL link, whether that is the URL link to your YouTube video or to your blog or to your website. Just put it in a Word document and then just upload that Word document file to your portfolio submission, okay? But when you go to the portfolio submission, make sure that you're attaching both the Category 1 revised file and the Category 2 revised file, so that whenever I open that up, they're both there. So self-analytical will be 1 submission, portfolio with 2 revised projects will be a 2nd submission, okay? Again, those items are due by Thursday at 11:59 p.m. There is no discussion board this week, so you are done with those. So do make this your focus over the next couple of days as well. One thing that I will also email you about is the course surveys. So you should have received an email, I believe from someone named Kyle Chapman, about doing your course survey for this class. I would appreciate if you do those. I will email you about the date. I'm not sure when the final date is that you can submit those course surveys, but I would appreciate if you would do that for this class. The course surveys are helpful to me as an instructor in terms of determining what I keep, what I change, what I do differently in teaching either 2201 and or in teaching an online course. So I would appreciate any of your feedback. It is also something that I submit to my chair as one of the criterias each year for the work that I do. So I would appreciate any honest, constructive, and helpful feedback that you can provide there. I cannot view your surveys until well after the course is ended, and they are all anonymous. I will not know who did them or who didn't do them. I will not know who said what. The only thing I can tell is the number of students who have done them. Okay, so I get a number saying, hey, 15 out of 25 have done this so far, or at the end, hopefully it'll say 25 out of 25 have done these. But that is the only data I'm given. Okay, and then of course the feedback that you give. Okay, so I would appreciate if you will complete that. As I said, that's very helpful for me and for my department. Okay, I will be touching base with you this week throughout the week and on email. Do email me if you have any final questions, and I'll also send you an email too, kind of wrapping things up later, but this is probably the last video I'll be making with you all. So thanks for a great course this semester. I've enjoyed talking with you virtually. I've enjoyed interacting with you on Blackboard and reading your assignments, reading your writing, and learning from you. I hope it's been a good experience for you, and I do hope that you will keep in touch and reach out to me this week with any final questions that you might have. All right? Thanks for everything, y'all, and I will be touching base with you all this week on email. Take care.